I mean, the man did a great investment, and I think he was thinking ahead, whether he's injury or not prone. But the guys bought a Newport Coast home for 6.1 million in 2020. That home today, as I was looking into it, although we don't know, I don't know exactly like the position of the home, where the lot is looking out in terms of the backyard, if it's looking directly at the ocean or if there's some hillside to it. But basically, the numbers I ran, he bought 6.1 million. Today, it's worth about 10 million, right? Without the greatest ocean view. With a really good ocean view, it's worth about 15 million. So within four years, he's already gone up. If it's at 10 million, about 63%, which is unreal. So this guy was already, he knew what he was doing. At least he had a great mindset for investment. And I think that's why real estate is one of the best investments you can do. So I just want to share a little bit of some of those photos and a little bit of information about him. I'm going to share my screen here.
Are you familiar with, do you have the numbers on the top of your head about the square footage we're talking about?
Yeah, so as far as square footage goes, it was a 4-bed, 5-bath, or 4.5 bath, 4,653 square feet. And it's a big house, right? It's a big house with a pool and Newport Coast, Mediterranean-like feel to it. Honestly, it's one of the best places to live on earth, I think, in the United States anyways. And it was designed by an architect here, built 2017 by a guy named Bob White, who's in Laguna Beach, but he's building homes in terms of styling, the architecture all over the country. This is it right here. The backyard. Here's the dining area, kitchen. I couldn't tell what this is right here. It looks like a wall that they're looking out at, but I have no idea if maybe the view of the ocean might be here, which it looks like it could be. But the positioning of where the house looks out to is like very important when it comes to properties with the view. And then you got the pool here as well. So this guy has made a killer return on investment when it comes to buying property. And if you can invest in property, I think that's one of the best things you can do. Whether you're a baseball player or not, buy real estate, right?
Yep. And what would you say, like, all right, basically that house is almost the same size as my current house. We'll get into that in a little bit later.
Yeah,
but
we got to talk about you being a homeowner.
How important? You said this is the best location in the world.
One of them.
But how important is that location?
I mean, they're no longer building homes along the ocean. Like the scarcity is real. Like you can't just build a home along the ocean because it's already all filled up. As far as like Southern California goes, in terms of where it's zoned and allowed to build. Aside from that, I mean, you could always go inland and build properties, but anything along the coast, that's it. So the fact that he bought this in 2020 for 6.1, and now it's worth a minimum of 10 million plus.
No, I mean, it's great.
It's huge, dude. It's great. Yeah, it is great. And I think he's walking distance from Crystal Cove Park, according to that article. Traded.com or whatever this company is did a shows kind of like where like the details and whereabouts the lot is located or the house is located. He bought it directly from a builder, from what I understand. And if I can zoom in here. So here's Newport Coast. Crystal Cove Park is right here. Anything right here is very expensive. Everything here is very expensive. Let me go back. It's very expensive, but right here, the closer you are to Crystal Cove Park, the more expensive. According to this, though, it looks like he's a little bit more inland in the Newport Coast community, which is guard gated. Still very expensive, but I think if he's up here and has an okay view, it's worth 10 million. If he's more down here with a great ocean view, it's worth about 15 million. So large return on investment. And I thought it was worth sharing that, considering he might be not feeling well about his life, being on the injured list, but at least he has a sick pad with a lot of money and equity.
Is that a private beach area, or, you know, if you wanted to go to the beach, is it going to be public beaches, or, you know, right down?
It's mainly all public beaches. There are some areas around Pelican Point where you have more of the private beach because you have to go through a specific walkway to go to the ocean. And you can't really get there unless you're on a boat, but everything is public technically. As far as access though, there are those private access points if you're not on a boat. So yeah, but for him, if he's based out of that particular area inland, then he doesn't have, to answer your question, he doesn't have that access. Mm-hmm. He would have to go a little bit further down.
Is that area like a high traffic area during like holiday periods, like 4th of July and things like that? You know, that section of the beach.
Yeah, I mean a little bit. Yeah, it can be.
Compared to something like Mission Bay, or less traffic?
Oh, way less. Mission Bay, San Diego, way less. Yeah, it's way less.
Yeah. Sorry, Mission Beach. Yeah.
Mission Bay, Mission Beach. Yeah. Yeah, less. So, I mean, it's Orange County. That's like prime real estate. So is San Diego, but Orange County has always been a little bit more expensive, more commercialized, more, in a way, more elite people, I guess you could say. San Diego, from my surfer friends, from what I've talked to, it's more of like that original beach town that they don't want to change it to that like elite way of living, I guess you could say. But it's still got beautiful beaches, beautiful homes, 20 million plus. So either way, I think you're in a good spot. Now, just kind of
I have some friends in La Jolla and Del Mar that wouldn't be happy to hear that you said they weren't elite. Just an FYI.
I know. There's definitely a ton of elite people in San Diego, for sure. I'm just saying in terms of Orange County, just like one step above, slightly. But La Jolla is right there neck and neck to Newport in a way.